Hello friends. Welcome back to IELTS Bibliothèque. Here is an English story for listening practice. Please watch and listen to the conversation carefully. Please subscribe to our channel and share our videos with your friends. This will motivate us to create more content. Let's begin. Here goes the story. The carriage returned from Frizzing Hall about half an hour before I had expected it. My lady had decided to stay at her sister's house for some time. She sent 2 letters. One to Mr. Franklin, and the other to me. Inside my letter there was a check for Sergeant Cuff. I read out the letter to the sergeant. My good Gabriel, please tell Sergeant Cuff that Miss Verinder has never spoken a word to Rosanna about the diamond. They did not meet on the night when the diamond was lost. And they never saw each other afterwards. She does not owe money to anyone. The diamond is not now, and never has been, with her since she put it into her cupboard on Wednesday night. She told me. With her since she put it into her cupboard on Wednesday night. She told me, with tears in her eyes. I've done nothing to make my mother ashamed of me. Give Sergeant Cuff check which I enclose. The sergeant took the check and said, let me warn you about 3 things which will happen in the near future. First, you will hear from the Yollands when the postman delivers Rosanna's letter at Cobb's Hole. Secondly, you will hear about the 3 Indians again. Third, you will hear about that money lender in London, whom I have already told you about. Give me your pocketbook, and I'll write down his name and address for you. He wrote, Mr. Septimus Luker, Middlesex Place, Lambeth, London. Sergeant Cuff and Mr. Franklin left for London by the evening train. On the next day, Sunday, the coachman brought a message for me. From my lady informed me that my lady had decided to take Miss Rachel to her house in London. On the Monday, most of the servants were to go with her. I was to remain in the country until further orders, to look after the house. On Monday, I was walking around the garden when I heard my name called. Turning round, I saw the fisherman's daughter, Limping Lucy. Where's the man you call Franklin Blake? Said the girl, staring angrily at me. Do you mean Mr. Franklin Blake? I asked her. She limped a step nearer to me. Mr. Franklin Blake, she repeated after me. Murderer Franklin Blake would be a better name for him. He's a murderer. He's a murderer, she screamed. He murdered Rosanna Spearman. Why do you want Mr. Franklin Blake? I asked. I have got a letter for him from Rosanna. You can't see Mr. Franklin, I said. He went to London last night. Give me your letter, and I'll send it on to him by post. I must give it to him myself, she said. If he wants the letter, let him come and get it from me. With those words she limped off on the way to Cobb's Hole. On Tuesday morning the postman brought me 2 letters. One, from Penelope, said that my lady and Miss Rachel were safely in London. The other informed me that Mr. Franklin Blake had left England for some foreign countries. Where he was going, nobody knew. Saturday, the last day of the week, is also the last day in my story. The morning's post brought a London newspaper sent to me by Sergeant Cuff. Looking through the paper, I found an ink mark drawn round one of the police reports. The report read, Lambeth, London shortly before the closing the court. Mr. Septimus Luker, the well-known dealer in diamonds, applied to the magistrate for help. He stated that he had been troubled by 3 Indians. After having been sent away by the police, they had returned again and again. Mr. Luker was afraid that they were planning to rob him. The magistrate asked Mr. Luker to report to the police if the Indians troubled him again. Thus, all the three things had warned me about came true in less than a week. Now, I've finished my part of the story. The Indian diamond has found its way to London, and to London you must go after it. Leaving me at the country house in Yorkshire. Farewell. Thank you for watching.